Hosted by Hazard, XCW Special Presentation present Freetime Interview Season 4.
Welcome to XCW Freetime Interviews. I'm getting Khaos alongside Mikalah. How you doing tonight?
I am just fabulous.
That's great.
You should
Fabulous. You have been in XCW here now, maybe only for a short period of time, but you're obviously with Corley. Everyone behind the scenes knows that. And so, which means you know a lot about XCW. Now, who's your favorite XCW superstar to watch?
Corley, is that a serious question? No, it's not just because he's my boyfriend, co-worker, partner, whatever. It's just because he's an asshole in real life. He's an asshole when he wrestles. So it's not fake.
You have an asshole.
And he's good at it.
Okay.
And
Very talented.
I like to watch you wrestle too, because it's gross when you wrestle. Khaos. I bet that's where you got your name from, isn't it?
Actually, no. It's actually, when I first started, it was Hazardous Youth, Kitty Khaos. When I first started wrestling, I went to Hazard, and now I'm Kitty Khaos, and then I went back to Hazard, and I'm Kitty Khaos, and it happens. Now, you have only worked with Emily Moore here at XCW. Being the first ever women's match. But put yourself, knowing that the training that we go through, and you've seen everyone work, who would you want to work with?
Well, when me and Emily were getting ready for our match, I actually did work with a couple people. I worked with Genocide, and it was not as bad as I thought it was going to be. But he had this mindset that me and Emily were guys, and we shouldn't have known what we were doing, and we didn't have a clue. So he wasn't the best person to work with. I worked with Chris Jones, too, and he was a little more understanding, I guess. He taught me how to do a Japanese arm drag and not kill myself. So that was cool.
Yeah. Okay, you've seen a lot. You're one of the few people that I've noticed that actually watches a show.
It's entertaining.
So, what is the best show, in your opinion?
The best show that I've seen, or just...
That you've seen, because obviously you probably haven't watched XW from beginning to end. But, like, the best one that you've seen.
I really liked you and Jesse's death match. And I can't remember what show that was, but I
That
liked.
was Summer Mania 9, am I right? Because we main evented over Corey Lee, Genocide, and Brandon Hobbs. So yeah, that would have been Summer Mania 9. I don't know what year.
That whole day was just like stuck out to me because it was the first one that I'd ever seen, in person. And your death match was gross.
And that was the year you graduated, wasn't it?
Yeah, I actually missed my graduation to be at that show.
That's a trooper. Obviously, we know the main reason why you're here, but how did you get your start?
It actually wasn't because of Corey Lee. I came with Brandon Hobbs because he said it's a cool place. We make a lot of friends. I didn't know that I was going to get involved. I thought that I was just going to watch, but
No one ever expects to get involved. Okay, you've already stated, the best show that you've ever seen, but what is the worst?
I can't remember what show it was, but it was the show that Fletch landed on James Cerebral's head.
That was during the Super Elimination X.
That was terrible.
Definitely, honestly, I don't even remember the show.
I mean, it was good up until that point, but when you landed on it, because I work in the medical field, and when he landed on his head, I thought that he was fucked real bad.
So did he. Yeah.
What did you do?
You, in your time here, what would you say that the biggest moment in XCW's history is?
Probably when Corey Lee beat Chris, I'd say.
Okay. They kept XCW. I can't even really. I mean, I guess I can because you've been on camera now for a while. So, what would be your turning point?
I guess when I started screwing everyone over.
Well,
To be completely honest.
went from Nurse Mikalah to the Queen of Screw Jobs. That sounds really bad. I'm not going to call you that anymore.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
What is the worst injury you've ever witnessed?
James Cerebral falling off the roof.
Catch
I
me,
saw a
Brandon.
bone. Brandon did not catch him.
I'll get you.
Why would you I still am baffled by that.
I don't know why you trust Brandon to catch you in the first place.
Hey guys, watch me. Just 10 minutes away.
Okay, I really can't ask you what the worst injury you have sustained. Except for maybe a broken ankle.
Healing very nicely, thank you.
I know you watched Austin Khaos recover. That was definitely something. But,
He's not well.
yeah, he's not well. Has there ever been a time where you just wanted to give up and quit coming and just quit XCW?
Yeah. Not for like a show related reason, but for a personal reason, yeah.
Don't you dare go flop on me. Okay, now, you have got to see, and you being a fan, this is actually really awesome. You being a fan and watching XW, and yes, you are in the show, but you are one of the few people, like I said, that actually watches, but what is the worst gimmick you've ever seen come through?
Reefer. I hate Reefer.
That,
Everybody thinks he's so funny, but I think that it's stupid.
a pot-smoking idiot. Now switching gears, what is the best gimmick?
I don't think that I could just pick one. I really like Corey Lee and Chris Jones, to be honest. I don't like Chris Jones as a person, but he doesn't lie when he gets in front of the camera. He is an asshole. So is Corey Lee.
They both live their gimmicks.
Yeah.
Let's just leave it at
They're
that.
definitely not modest about anything.
But on the flip side, they have everything to back it up.
They do. That's why,
That's what makes their gimmick so believable.
right, because it's the way that they are.
Now, if
on
they
it.
went out there and was going there going, I'm the best, best wrestler out here, and they can't go out there and take a bump right,
Right. I mean, they have plenty of stuff to back it up, and it's who they are on and off camera, and that's why I think I like them both so much.
Now, earlier, in a couple interviews ago, I got to interview Emily Moore. And also, one of the other participants in the first ever women's match. How did you... She gave me a really in-depth look on your guys' match. So, how did you prepare?
We met up outside of the show a few times and practiced. We made a list of all of the moves we were supposed to take, and we both read it a lot, to the point where the paper was faded. And we took advice from the other wrestlers, and we just, I don't know, that whole day, in between everyone's match, we went out and we practiced step by step everything that we were supposed to do, until it was time for our match.
Okay, and before your match, did you have any pre-match rituals, like, if in the two?
We just stood there and we talked to each other, and we were both like, are you ready? No. Are you? No. We're gonna do this anyway? Yeah.
Obviously, you've never really taken any chops, but you've witnessed a lot of chops.
Yeah.
Who do you think has the most devastating chop?
You. God. It hurts me when you do it.
That's the messed up thing. I keep hearing my name, but I don't think I'm that good at giving a chop. The chop that you need to be worried about is Fletch, if he gives one. I'll take it. I'll take the compliment. So often I hear those. We have a lot of finishing moves out there, ranging from an all fuck it's broke to a chaos crush. What's the best finishing move?
I, personally, having taken it, I like the final breath.
Better than Benji. That's all I gotta say. Still to this day.
I was just nervous that I was gonna break my face, but
Like I was telling you guys when I was training you, it's all about placement.
that's another thing that went through our heads the whole time we were training, is fall on your boobs, not on your face. It was a very good method.
Oh, I just lay on my belly, so it's genocide. Was you ever a wrestling fan before XCW? Like, before you met the crew?
When I was little, yeah, because my grandma would watch it when we were kids.
Okay,
She would actually get down on the floor with us and wrestle until she couldn't walk anymore. So
That's actually probably one of the best stories I've heard. It really is. So, which pro wrestler were you most influenced by?
I don't know if I have an influence since I'm not actually a wrestler, but
But I mean, like, okay, let me put it this way. Same way I asked Emily Moore. Which diva has most influenced you in your role?
in my role,
In your role, the diva that you most like to watch, stuff like that.
I like to watch Natalia personally because she just doesn't give shit.
Okay. Natalya, probably, arguably, the best diva wrestler there is on WWE. Next to Sasha Banks. Okay, I said
I like
it.
her too.
I said it. I'm still a Charlotte fan for some reason. I don't know what it is.
It's the legs.
Possibly. But I'm gay.
Are you really?
You have been around for a long time. You've seen a lot of the matches that XCW has. Whether it be ladder matches, TLCs, cages, death matches. But what's your favorite one to watch? Your favorite concept match?
The Clockwork House of Fame. I've only seen one, and it probably wasn't the best one that there's ever been, but I like the idea behind it.
No, there's probably the best one.
Oh.
Brandon Hobb, Billy Nova,
Yeah.
Stevie Goble. That's probably the best one we have.
Yeah, I like that concept quite a bit.
Okay, what is the hardest weapon shot you've ever seen?
Probably Chris getting the 10 shots with the kendo stick. That was rough.
Yeah, that's always rough. Kendo sticks do not give very much.
That one was a real one, I think.
No, they were tiki torches. Taped to look like real ones.
I thought that he took the real one.
I know, like we've said, you haven't been here too long, but yet you've been here long enough. And I see you progress every time you go out there. Progress for the better each and every time. But where do you see your career 6 months from now?
Well, I hope that I don't have to screw anyone else over. It's not my favorite thing in the world to do, but if it gets me from point A to point B.
Okay. That's actually really awesome. You've seen this new crop of young XCW stars come in, and you've been around for a while, and you've seen the growth of other ones. Who's the fastest rising star?
Kevin Harris, probably. I hope that for his sake it doesn't go to his head and he doesn't end up like Chris, which is probably inevitable, but he's...
Oh no, he's already halfway, he's already there.
I just hope that he realizes it before he gets all the way there. That XCW doesn't need another Chris Jones.
Okay, there's something more to than just Corey Lee. It's diehard Corey Lee. There's something more to James Kirk. It's the Prince of Pain, James Kirk. There's been a lot of nicknames here in XCW. What one's the best to you?
I really like Gurky's. It's different. And you can look at him and it's very fitting for him. I like Brandon Hardcore Hobbs too, though, because he's definitely lives that lifestyle as well.
Yeah. You recently got to see Ryan What Dream Riggs and James Thunderfist Keen go into the Hall of Fame this year.
I went into the Hall of Fame too.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Who is not in the Hall of Fame that should be?
Either Corey or Brandon. One of those two.
Definitely yes. Corey Lee has definitely shown us why he should be. And Brandon Hobbs is definitely just probably he's just a great all-around worker. And their time is coming up to where they can actually be on the ballot to be voted for. They're coming up very quick. You have only had one entrance song.
Mhm.
But since you've only had one, I'm going to branch off and I'm going to ask you, out of all the XCW themes, which one gets you the most pumped?
I really liked the one for Gurky and Carnage's tag team. Really liked that song. Can't remember what it's called.
Start the
Start the
revolution
Revolution.
Yeah.
by Attack Attack.
I really liked that one. And I like Austin's song too.
Both very good songs. The Start the Revolution had a very good build-up
Yeah.
to it. You, in your short time here, have played both heel and babyface. Which one do you prefer?
Heel. I feel like I'm better at it.
It's easier to be the heel.
Yeah.
It's easier to be the bad guy, the person everybody hates. It's actually harder to be the face. Making the XCW Galaxy like you is hard to do. Especially when you've had people like Cynical come in, who everyone just absolutely loved.
I feel like it would be even harder after they've seen how bad you can be as well. Because I have done, since the time that I've been here and been on camera, I've done a lot of things that it would be very hard to sway your opinion that I could be a good person. You know?
Exactly. It is hard.
Because every time you think I'm a good person, I go and do something to get someone taken out.
That thing right there is the eye that never blinks. Sees all, knows all. Were you ever camera shy?
Yeah. When I had sex with Joker. It was terrible.
And now you are completely naked in a shower.
That wasn't so bad because I was with Emily. I wasn't the only one who was naked.
So was Devil.
I've seen Devil naked before.
And here's fucking... Okay. I am Devil, obviously. Who else is not fat in our show? It is me. She's just said she has seen me naked before.
Ding, 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 ding.
You talk about... Wow. I think you talk about family. I don't care if you're naked.
I don't.
You have any wrestling experience before XCW?
No.
Short and sweet to the point. Okay,
She doesn't have pointers.
Really.
Really.
before your match with Emily Moore, who trained you?
You, Corey Lee, Chris Jones, and Genocide.
Yeah, that I would not really like tooting my own, but that is a very good core of people to have trained some people.
Everybody was, I mean, me and Emily were both so afraid that we were going to mess something up and it would be, I actually think that was the first time that I was actually camera shy because it was the first Divas match, it was so important, or Women's match, excuse me. It was so important, it was so, we had the spotlight that day and we were just so afraid we were going to mess everything up and we wanted to get all the moves perfect and everyone that practiced with us was like, that's not 100%, but try again, you're almost there. Instead of telling us, nope, you fucked that up, that looks stupid. They were like, it's not perfect, but you're almost there. And I think that was what calmed us down the most, is that everybody was cool and they were teaching us.
Okay, you have witnessed a lot of tag teams come and go out of XCW. Shredded Solution, Revolution, Devil and Nightmare, you got to witness them. But who's the best tag team?
Carnage and Gurky.
Definitely showed their dominance, taking out Nightmare and Devil. Now, this one is very personal, and I want your straight up opinion. Who do you personally not like here at XCW?
James Cerebral.
That seems to be a very common answer.
Only with females.
Oh yeah, that was a female.
It's not even because I'm a female. It's that when he walks around, he carries himself like, who am I gonna feed off of today? Who am I gonna stand beside to boost my own ego? It's not just because I'm a woman. It's because I don't like that he just hangs around people like a vulture.
Okay. Yeah. I can see how he hangs around me a lot.
It's because you're talented.
It's because I make you look better, I guess. Okay.
You don't get injured.
You've got to witness actually a lot of storylines here in XCW. What's the best one you've ever seen?
I mean, I wasn't there personally, but I don't like the backstory behind it, but you and Corey Lee's was, I mean, it inspired some really good matches, and it was really personal. A lot of effort put into it.
And you banged her.
And it's weird that you say that one because that was Emily Moore's. And like I
mean,
said
just
earlier.
because I don't like it personally doesn't mean that it wasn't good.
No. It's funny that you say that because that was Emily Moore's earlier, and like I said earlier, it was one of the very, very, very few storylines that me and Corey actually wrote, and it wasn't Fletch. Fletch doing his tweaks in it. Very, very random, or very, very seldomly do you have Fletch say, you write your own storyline. But he put his own tweaks on it. Now, stemming off of that, what is the best feud?
I mean, since I was there, I would probably have to say UBW versus XCW. It was just, you didn't know what was going to happen when you showed up on Saturday, and that was pretty cool.
Yeah, especially when Chris Jones beat Corey Lee.
Yeah, I mean, I was still just a fan then, and I didn't know I was pissed. But
The reactions, there was very, very, very few people.
it was good that way that, only the people who were wrestling knew what was going to happen. It made it a lot...
It made it more believable.
Right.
What was the best location that XW's ever been at?
Fletch's mom's. Actually, no. Even though the house was always nasty and the yard was gross, I'm going to say Chris Jones's. Because we could do whatever we wanted to, and it didn't matter how loud we were or what we did, and nobody was threatening to call the cops.
That happened a couple times.
That
there.
happened when Summer Mania one year, and we had to golf clap. And you had to mute the death match.
Had the golf clap. And mute the death match. And Fletch is sitting inside, looking out his windows, looking for the cops and his mom.
I remember that.
And plus he was terrified. Now, when Mikalah's gone, what kind of legacy do you hope that you leave behind?
I hope it's not that I screw everyone over. I hope it's that I always looked for the best opportunity and took
Your Sonny.
the chances that I saw.
That's the way to describe it. But yeah, I mean, you gotta go where your chances are, where your golden opportunities
Right.
are.
I mean, it's not. I'm a girl, so it's even harder for me to boost myself. So gotta take them when I see them.
So when XW's gone, what kind of legacy do you think it'll leave behind?
That it was a cool place to come and hang out with your friends and somewhere you could go and just let out some anger, maybe. Learn a new skill.
Yeah, like wrestling.
Yes.
What kind of impact has XCW left on your life?
I've made a lot of friends. Learned a lot of things. I never thought that I would wrestle on camera before.
Okay. What is the best thing to come out of XCW for you on a personal level?
I mean, it's where I met my boyfriend. I've got a lot of friendships.
Freetime.
Brothership. What is your proudest XCW achievement today?
Making it all the way through my match. Because we both forgot a couple times what we were supposed to do, and I just didn't think that we were going to make it. And then when the bell rang, I was like, fuck yeah, it's over. Didn't forget anything, didn't screw anything up. And then when we went to the back and everybody was cheering for us that we were better than Genocide. That was great.
Well, this one, Mikalah, is obviously your real name. So that was your God-given name. God gave you your wrestling name. You are classified, like you are a certified CNA.
Mm-hmm.
You are a nurse. And that's how you started out here, but I mean, this question explains itself, your name and your gimmick. I mean, that right there explains it all. It's your God-given name, and you're an actual nurse, and we used it to our abilities.
Or I did.
He did. Asshole. Now that you have experienced, wrestling, you wrestled match, and you were a fan for a while, and you were somebody who really didn't watch it too much growing up, except for when you're watching with your grandma. But now that you've actually done it, what do you say to people who say wrestling is fake?
Try it. I mean, that's really all you can say, because I didn't think that it was real until I took a real bump, a very real bump.
It's
Just go out
definitely
there and get your ass kicked a little bit and then say it's not real.
right. Oh, let me put you through a barbed wire table and see how it feels.
Mm-hmm.
But that is all. I want to thank you for giving me your time. Thank you so much. Khaos,